How do I increase revenue in my restaurant? It's a question I hear all the time. I just need more covers. I need more butts and seats. I need to drive more top line revenue. I don't know that that's necessarily true, but if that's what you want, if you just want to grow top line revenue for a full service restaurant, if you're a quick service restaurant owner or operator, this is not for you. This is only for full service restaurant owners and operators. Stay tuned because I'm going to tell you a simple, foolproof way to get 20% of your customers, 20% of tonight's customers, to come back into the restaurant over the next 30 days. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chip Klose. I'm the host of the Restaurant Strategy Podcast. I'm the author of the Restaurant Marketing Mindset, and I'm the founder of something called the P3 Mastermind. It's a group coaching program where I help independent restaurant owners and operators increase the profitability of their restaurants. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that button down below, hit the bell, make sure to subscribe. You'll be notified every time new videos come out. We're putting out new videos, quite a clip here. Hopefully you have a chance to go back, watch the backlog, and absorb as much as possible. Here we go, right to it, and keep this short and sweet. How do you increase revenue in your restaurant? Obviously, there are lots of ways to do it. I'm going to give you one stupid, simple way to do it, and I call it the better goodbye. Here's something that was taught to me, 18 years ago, and I teach it to you. So I had the pleasure of working in New York City, mostly working in fine dining, and I work with a lot of old school maitre d's, old school managers, old school chefs, and I worked with one guy. His name was Francois. Francois was a French guy. He was a big deal maitre d' through the 80s and 90s, and he said, one of the biggest opportunities that we leave on the table is that we have a crappy goodbye, that we need better goodbyes, right? And so now I've distilled down everything he taught me into this one simple thing. One of the things that he told me, and I'm going to tell you, is that the biggest waste that we have, right? The worst phrase, right? And here's the thing. The way you have a better goodbye is you cut the following phrase. It's a terrible phrase. You ready for it? You are never going to say it again. Thanks so much. Have a great night, right? What happens, and again, I worked in fine dining, and so what happens a lot is you get to the end of a meal with a guest, and you're like, oh my God, that was a lot, because there are so many steps of service. There's so much you have to know. There's a lot of pressure often to take care of guests in a fine dining room when the average guest is spending, $150, $200, $250 plus per head. Here's the thing you're going to scrap. Thanks so much. Have a great night, right? The way it was put to me, this guy Francois said, we don't care what happens with the rest of their night. That's not up to us. We affected and impacted the portion of the night that we had direct control over, and we made sure they had a phenomenal time. We feel so confident in our abilities, right? That's what he said to me. We feel so confident in our abilities to make sure they have a great time that we did everything we could. That in fact, it's disingenuous. Thanks so much. Have a great night. I don't care. I just showed you a great night. What you do from here on out, if you get in a fight in the cab on the way home, that's up to you, right? But he said, what we do is we need to replace that with the question we really want to ask, the thing that we actually need to ask in order for the success of our business. And as hospitable as he was, as warm and gracious and all of that, he understood that this was a business, that we needed to be profitable in order to be able to take care of people over and over and over for years to come. So you scrub the phrase, thanks so much, have a great night, and you replace it with the question you actually want to ask. And again, I call this the better goodbye. The way you have a better goodbye is you say, hey, thanks so much. When are we going to see you again? Thanks so much. Can I get another reservation on the books for you? Thanks so much. When are you coming back? That's actually the question we want to ask, and that's the question that impacts our business in a very real way. So it isn't about making some video go viral. It's about just asking them to come back. And here's the key. Ready? Here is the key. When you ask them to come back, it has an 80% failure rate, right? I always say it's got a 20% success rate, which sounds a lot like an 80% failure rate, and that's okay. That means 4 out of 5 people who you ask this question to, hey, thanks so much. When are we going to see you again? Right? Thanks so much. Can we get another reservation on the books for you? Let me make something here, right? They're going to say, no, it's fine. You'll see us. Thanks for a great night, and they'll walk out, right? But what happens? And I don't care about 4 out of 5 people will ignore you and blow you off and walk out. Our business is changed profoundly when we just focus on the 20%. 1 out of 5 tables, and I've done this experiment numerous times. It was the statistic that Francois told me, and I ran this several times. I teach this to numerous restaurants. I'm now teaching it to you guys, but it absolutely works, right? 1 out of 5 tables will hear you say, thanks so much. Can we get another reservation? Let me make you another reservation. What happens is they will think of the things that they have coming up in life. And here's the beauty of the human mind. Think about your own life, right? When I say, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Most of you probably know what you're doing this weekend. When I say, hey, what are you doing 2 weekends from now? Maybe some of you know what you're doing, right? When I say, hey, what are you doing 3 weekends from now? You're like, I don't know. Give me my phone. What's the date? Now, I have no idea. The beauty part of it is, because of that human beings only think about a week or 2 in advance. So when I say you're going to get 20% of tonight's covers to come back sometime in the next 2 weeks, I absolutely mean it. And that is because it's a limitation of the human brain. We don't think very far out. So when you say, thanks so much, when are we going to see you again? Automatically, 20% of the people will think of the things they have coming up, and they will think of opportunities to join you. Somebody will say, oh, honey, you have your clients. You have your clients coming in from out of town. Or, hey, babe, you've got your brother and sister-in-law are coming in. We should take them here. You should bring the clients here. They always take such good care of us here. They're going to love it here. They will think of things they have coming up. Oh, we have theater tickets. We should come here before the theater. This works in any market as long as it's a full-service restaurant where you take reservations. If you are not doing it, if you're saying, thanks so much, have a great night, you are missing maybe your biggest opportunity to give a better goodbye and actually get the thing you want. Now, when you get 20% of your people to rebook in the next 2 weeks, will some of them realize 3 days later that, oh, my wife made a reservation somewhere else, and they will cancel? Of course, some of them will cancel. But you are getting more people on the books, which is, I'm guessing, something you haven't already done or are not actively doing now. If you want a way to increase top-line revenue, you focus on increasing retention. You focus on increasing retention by doing a better goodbye. If this is at all interesting, I want you to go and watch the other videos that we've got here on this feed. And again, go ahead and hit subscribe here. The way you grow your revenue, right? They say it's easier to keep a customer than to go find a new one. You do this by keeping the new one and getting them to come back quickly. Again, my name is Chip Klose. I'm the founder of Restaurant Strategy. Appreciate you guys being here. I hope this helps.